Good morning and welcome to today's vlog. Last night we had a forecast for mist and fog for today, so I thought I'll take advantage of that by heading down to somewhere where it would be quite atmospheric if it was misty. So I've stumbled across these woods when I was doing my Q&A a couple of weeks ago. I didn't have my camera at the time, but I thought, you know what, I'll come back and see if it's any good with a bit of mist. So here I am, it's nice and early in the morning. Unfortunately, it's not quite as misty as I was hoping. Around here, it's quite misty heading up, but now I've got into these woods, it seems to have dispersed a little bit well, especially around here anyway. But we'll see what we can do. I'll try and make the most of it. So last time I was here, I saw these really cool purple flowers. So what I thought I would do is I thought I'd try and get a shot with them in to start off with. And I found this interesting looking log down on the forest floor here. So what I'm going to try and do is get the old wide angle out and go in close on the log and try and distort that, emphasize that in the shot, and have the flowers in the background with the tall trees right at the very back behind as a backdrop. So we'll see how that works. I'm not 100% sure if that worked. It's a bit of a Marmite shot, it might be a bit of a hit and miss shot. Got the wide angle back though, so it's quite nice to actually take advantage of it now I have it. So I thought I'd give it a go. I've gone in quite close on the log. I've shot a panoramic as well with the log, so that should distort it even further when I get it home and I can stitch them together and then have a look at it. I'm going to move on now to somewhere else, see if I can find what I'm really looking for. Which is some separation between the trees due to the mist. There's not very much mist actually, and it's very overcast. Have I mentioned that? So it's not absolutely ideal conditions, but what I could do with really, and maybe if I can find some nice, tall trees. Any nice tall trees around? If I could find some nice tall trees that are separated out from a few more, that might give me a bit better separation with the mist, because they're all very close together and the mist isn't quite enough really. It isn't quite thick enough to actually separate them out how I'd like, but I'll keep looking and see if I can find something. Or if I can find something interesting like a whole bunch of similar trees with a very different one in there, that often makes for a good picture, so we shall see. I'm fast remembering that woodland photography is not my forte. I think I'd forgotten that before I came out. I have found something through here. I've been wandering around quite a bit. There's just a little shot through a clearing that's got a few nicely positioned trees leading off into the distance with a lot more trees, surprisingly enough. I've taken a portrait shot of it. I don't know. There's a little clearing at the front and it might work, but I don't know. It's quite tricky, I have to say. I was expecting it to be a lot more misty than this and a lot more atmospheric. I know I keep saying that, but I was. So I'm trying to make the most of it, but it's not easy. It's really not easy. I'm not going to moan. I'm not going to moan too much. I need to stop moaning really. It's just nice to get out really. I haven't been out with a camera for a while, especially haven't been out with a camera on a tripod for a while. Last week or the week before I was doing the Q&As, which gave me a lot of opportunity to go to some nice locations and answer some nice questions, but I didn't go anywhere with the camera. So it is actually nice just to get out with the camera, but I am finding it quite tricky today to find something to shoot. And it sounds stupid when you're in a woodland full of trees, but it's picking out the interesting that's proving difficult. I might crack out the long lens in a minute and see if I can do something with that. So instantly, as soon as I put the 70-200 on, I'm finding that my results are improving. There's so much more to photograph now. And because it's compressing the image down, it's pulling that background closer, which actually is what I want, because the background is the bit that's got the mist in it and the atmosphere. So I'm finding now that there's bits of this, I'm in exactly the same position as I was with the wide angle on, but I can get much more atmospheric shots now because I can actually focus in on the exact parts of the image that I really want to get. So, for instance, when I was out wide, because a wide angle pushes away the background and you're losing a lot of the detail there, I couldn't get in this fantastic fir tree, a tree conifer. Oh, I don't know what it is. Fir tree, I think, conifer, whatever. Anyway, I couldn't get that in. Whereas now, because I've pushed it, pulling everything in the background towards me, and also I've got that extra reach that the 70-200 gives me, I can get that in and it looks much better. And as you can probably tell, I'm a lot happier with the results. So I found one spot here that's given me so many options of images. I'm standing on sort of a little bit of a high plateau looking down onto a pathway that leads away, and that's one shot. And then if I just turn round to my left, I've got these lovely purple bushes here in the distance, and I can isolate out a tree against those in the background. And then if I turn to my right, I've got some nice tall singular trees that I can pick out with some nice green foliage on the floor of the forest and a lovely green backdrop of some other trees. So actually getting this long lens out was a really good idea. The weather is now pretty poor. The light's really flat, but actually it kind of lends to this sort of shooting really, so it's not too bad. Well, the weather's closing in now really, so I think that's it for today. It wasn't quite as atmospheric as I was hoping for, but you never know. Once I got the long lens out, it felt like I started to get some okay images. We'll see how they look when I get them home. I hope you've enjoyed it. It's been nice to be out, get a bit of fresh air in the lungs. If you liked it, then obviously please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't subscribed yet and you want to, then feel free to hit that subscribe button, and until next time, I'll see you again soon.